And you might even get to a way, I mean, there is no perfect tree again, and every tree has a different fruit, right? So a spiritual person might give some apples, another different spiritual person might give some mango or avocado, and some other person might give no food but might give a flower, and those flowers might give other things, a scent, for example. So it's not about giving any sense to it. And if this makes this sense at all, which is makes sense to me, but then the sense kind of destroys itself in a weird way, and some other sense kind of grows out of it. But that's the point of this thing is, if whatever sense this made to you, then take that sense and try to apply it to your life, and you will still realize that that sense is still a sense which I'm trying to unsense you of. But that's what it's about. It's a paradox, like they say. But the thing is, there's the people that try to understand the paradox intellectually, and there's the people that really don't care about the paradox. And sometimes they realize it even before the others. But doesn't matter if you try to understand it. Just try to feel. It's about feeling your life and getting a little centered. That's why they centered. It means don't follow the sense. Don't be that affected by outside happenings, by outside events. Don't be that affected either by what because those events will just cause inside yourself a certain wave of emotion, and that emotion will cause other events to happen, and it's a vicious cycle. So just stay and meditate. Meditation is pretty much how I understand it, is that it's just trying to remain aware of what is coming through you in every sense, physical, emotional, like mentally, everything. It is just going through you. It just has different qualities and densities, and you will interpret it. That is part of it. If you force yourself and force, you will always interpret things and give them form. It is part of reality, is constructing. For some reason, there is form in the universe too. It's not all chaotic. There is, form in water molecules, there is form in systems of the cosmos, and there is form in your ideas and your thoughts. However, they are not stationary. Molecules and systems in the cosmos move through space, and so do you. So we have to kind of deform and deconstruct all the reality that we thought, and you might just get a new idea of things, I guess. And just don't be not help us not be that affected, because if we had this in balance, then we would be able to deconstruct and construct in a balanced way and go on in life. The problem, however, is that in Western society today, which is the one I've lived in, because I can't really say about other societies because I don't really know them that deeply in this life, at least. So it's really about knowing what I know in the world that I live, and I observe that people are just mostly, they do have spirituality even if they don't know it, but they just kind of expel it, and they don't take it into account because their preconceptions and judgments about it, which is bad and good, and what they like and don't like, and what is normal to people in them to do and what is not normal to do. We usually just go around like with a flock, right? With the bird flock, and we do what others are just used to doing because it makes us feel, at home and stuff. And we go through life, and that's what it's about. But then again, we have to stop and realize that there's a world outside the walls. There's nature. There's also people doing different things. It's not all about the TV shows. It's not all about even about these shows. I mean, it's nothing. We are getting too affected, and we are affecting too much on the physical level because we are living in the physical level. If we lived in a more spiritual level, then we might just make a balance in the physical things. And we might, when we get to the point where we can balance, we will be able to thrive on the physical aspects. We will have abundance, and we will have literally a way of life physically that will permit happiness just to develop by itself, because we fed it with spiritual richness in some way. And opening our minds then to many, many concepts of the old traditions, of the new traditions. I'm not saying, I mean, the new age, then again, we go to my own and everyone's preconceptions about what something is. I mean, yeah, the new age and the hippies, and that was an attempt to do so. But then again, they were I mean, everything has two sides to the coin, right? And trying to explore new things, and knowing yourselves, and knowing why things affect you the way they are, and not living your life through the desires that you can imagine and picture necessarily every time, but just living it in the present moment. Just don't seek for a single moment, and just live for that moment. Just feel yourself and understand that you are alive, and the next moment you won't be the same physically, and in 10 years you'll be another thing. So how can you be afraid of something that hasn't even been realized, when what will take you there is what you decide today? So just center yourself and feel yourself, and find your wholeness inside yourself, since there is that constant. And you can call it a soul, you can call it whatever, you can call it an essence, you can call it something just spiritual, but there is that constant that goes and is just always with you, and always you are, like I said, you are not flowing just freely inside. You are not becoming everything. I mean, this is contradictory because you are in a way, but no, you are still aware of yourself. You are floating in the chaos of space, maybe, but you are still have form. And yes, that form changes, but that I will leave for everyone to understand, because really, as far as I go, you can't put into words. Um, it's really kind of a paradox. I mean, you put into words, and the words just change into another meaning. And so try to make as much sense as you can of it. And if you don't make any sense, don't worry, because you just know that the sense is just another form. And I hope this was some use to you. Really, it's about, you could go on talking about this all the time, but it's about understanding the world you live in, and just being aware of the things that are taught to you, and if something you actually learn by experience, or are you learning it just because it is told to you, and just because it is a human way of just accepting what is told to you. If that's the truth, if that's what it is, then that's what it is, and I'm going to live my life by those norms and that form. Yeah, that is not your own form, and that's maybe why we can't find happiness, because it's not our own happiness. We want happiness in ourselves, and yet we are living the lives that others have lived in a certain way. We're living in their houses, not our houses. So we must make a new house, build your own house, and yeah, of course, we live in a world, and make that house not affect, permit, let it allow other houses of other people to be built, and maybe we might have a whole big house that allows us to live in, but not centering so much in the material stuff, but just recognizing that everything has a different quality and shape and form, and every smell, every idea, everything, and this will eventually lead you to grow as a tree. And then again, the tree might die someday, and what happens to the tree? Well, it gave some seeds, right? The difference is the tree, if the tree didn't grow, it just, it didn't have time to produce any seeds. If it did grow, then the tree is really already there, because 10,000 apples or 40 apples that came out of the same tree are then also other different trees. So maybe there is something after death. Maybe there is some other form transformation. You are now the apples that gave tree away, and every apple will eventually become 10 trees. Who knows? I mean, so just remain open to new ideas. Don't get don't get judgmental about spirituality, and don't get judgmental about science, because science is the other side of the coin, and it's not bad or good. There is good science and there is bad science, and it's all about seeking the truth. And the truth, really, you can seek it. The best way you can seek the truth, I won't say you will find it, but the best way of kind of looking for it is knowing where you are going, and knowing which smells to follow. And in order to do that, you cannot get lost in thought and identify with thought. And just don't identify with the things you think you are, and the physical aspects and the ideas I have. And I'm a B student. I'm a straight A student. I'm a beautiful person. I usually attract people. I don't have nothing. Nothing is good enough for me. All the bad stuff always happens to me, or I'm not good enough for others. All these are preconceptions that will change through time. So don't get married to them, because you will change in time. And just be by their side. and understand them and live them, but don't identify to the point where you become them, because when they disappear, you disappear along, and you will be finding yourself wanting to find something to become whole yourself again. So you will identify with something else, but then again it's the same cycle, right? So be yourself, be being in the same that you have to be yourself in being in awareness, be conscious of your consciousness and of consciousness as a whole, and have fun, and you will see that if you have more fun in this sense, you will get more in control of what happens in your life. You will realize that you can actually control your impulses, that you can actually control what happens to you to a certain degree, and that you will take decisions that you wouldn't have known how to take before. You would have reacted another way. And you will see in others the things that you didn't see before, and so they will see in you what they didn't see before. And you will appreciate life, not in the sense of a biological entity only, but you will appreciate that extremely mysterious yet clear and living and present thing, or whatever that we call life. And that is part of our nature. So keep a mind open, keep your heart open, and also close it if you get too tired, and close it if you have to, because sometimes I don't know why it could happen, right? So I'm glad you listened to this. If you did, I will be recording other episodes like this one. This was kind of improvised. I think I repeated myself too many times, but it's okay. I mean, it's the first time I'm doing this, and I'm just going with the flow. Hope you like it, and don't worry if you don't understand it, because I don't either. Have a really good day, and actually today is pretty gray, but it's a nice gray, and since it's a summer day, I will try to find it in the best way. And see you soon, or hear of you soon. Leave your comments, please do, because I'm interested in knowing what you think about all this, or what your opinion is. And I do recommend that you see some other documentaries. There's this guy called Eckhart Tolle, and I saw some things and I kind of identified, because I said, okay, he puts it in a nice way. It's real simple and kind of easy to understand. So you want to take a look at that, and if not, just be. See ya.